Good evening all. Welcome to Professor Academy. Today also we will be dealing with some of the questions in research aptitude. And this time also we have taken the questions from 2018 shifts. So that we will be going in a pattern with 2019 question, 2020 and 2021. So that you will also get a pattern regarding how the question changes and how it evolved around over the period. So let's see the first question. Moving on to the first question. Yeah, the given here is a match the following type question. Set 1 consists of the format of presentation and set 2 the distinctive features or the description regarding each of the presentation type. So the first one is thesis or dissertation, B research paper, C workshop and D seminar. In set 2, 1 based on freewheeling of ideas, 2 target oriented group based reflection, 3 reflective deliberations based on specific themes, 4 presentation on a summary of research done, 5th one systematic prescribed format. So when we are looking at this, we are very sure that about the research paper, it will be about the presentation on a summary of the research done. So B, we can directly link it with 4. So B4, and let's look upon to the options given here, and we can find that the option D is the one with B4. So that will be the right answer, but we will try and conclude how it happens for other options. A5, that is thesis or dissertation, is systematic prescribed format. We all have done the thesis or dissertations during our MA classes. So we are very sure that we have a prescribed format for it. Even for research paper, we have a prescribed format, but it is not all about the summary of a research done when it comes to the thesis or dissertation. So it should be followed in a prescribed format. So A will be 5 for sure. Then B4 we have already seen. C2. Workshop is always been created for a particular target oriented group. So therefore the C should be, that is workshop should be matched with target oriented group based reflection. So whenever you hear or whenever you wanted to match with workshop, it will be always about a target group. Any kind of workshop will be having a specific theme for a particular group of people. So that is what is being target oriented group. So whenever you listen to workshop, please note that it is target oriented group. There shouldn't be any confusion. Whenever you see it is workshop, it is for a particular group. An oriented group is there. Moving on to the seminar, it is based on, that is D3, that is reflective deliberations based on specific themes. A seminar will be always having a particular theme. Based on that, different type of presentations or papers will be presented or submitted. So every time it is based on a particular theme and its reflective ideas on different presented by different people will be seen during a seminar. So please note that workshop is for a targeted group, seminar is based on a particular or a specific theme, and research paper will be a summary of the research done. Thesis or dissertation should follow a systematic presentation or a systematic format. So the right answer is A5, B4, C2 and D3. Moving on to question number 2. Which of the following statements based reflect the meaning and characteristics of research? Select from the card to give your answer. First one, research means challenging the status quo. Second one, research is an endeavor to collect facts and information. Third, research is a synthesis of deductive and inductive processes. Fifth one, research means proving one's assertion and belief. Fifth one, research is a careful review of the reported studies. Sixth one, research is a critical and passionate search for knowledge. And out of all this, we have to tell those statements which reflect the best meaning, the meaning and the characteristics of research. Everything seems to be familiar and similar to that will describe the characteristics, but we have to choose the optimal one. That is the idea behind this particular question. And out of all this one, we can be very sure that research is a critical and passionate search for knowledge. It is a research for knowledge. So definitely, sixth one will definitely accommodate the characteristics and meaning of research. So let's see which are those options which are handling with option like sixth one is there. So option A and option B could be avoided since we don't have the option 6 as a pattern. So let's see 1, 5 and 6 in which has been held in the option C. Option 1, research means challenging the status quo. Very true, because the existing knowledge is being challenged and putting more information or additional information is the whole purpose of research. So definitely one will be accommodated in the characteristics and meaning of research. Then 5, research is a careful review of reported studies. That is something true, and we have to think more about it. Then let's see what D, that is 3. Research is a synthesis of deductive and inductive process. So that is more suitable than the option number 5, because any type of research, we have to follow any one of the paradigm, either inductive paradigm or deductive paradigm. So it seems that was option D is the right pattern and right answer for the which overall summarizes the meaning and characteristics of research. Either way, whether it is quantitative or qualitative, you have to use either of the approach, either deductive or inductive process. So there is a synthesis of deductive and inductive process involved in research. And research means challenging the existing knowledge or the existing status quo. Then research is a critical and passionate search for knowledge. So option is the right one, which holds for the one. And let's see what about the fifth one. That is C5. C5, why it is to be rejected? Research is a careful review of reported study. No, it is always an addition to the existing knowledge. It do have a part which is a literature review, which see upon the existing literature. So this is just a part of the existing studies. So we cannot tell this completely reflect the overall meaning of the research process. Literature review can be said as a careful review of the reported study, which is one of the steps included in the research. So we can avoid this as an option, and D, which include 1, 3 and 6 will give you a complete meaning and characteristics of the research. So we rely this will be the optimal answer for the given question. Moving on to question number 3. In which of the following methods of research, independent variable has to be selected rather than manipulated? So this is a very repeated, in different way this question is being repeated, and we all are very much familiar to this question now. We are very sure that whenever you think about independent variable, dependent variable, establishing relationship, it is all about experimental research and ex post facto research. So directly, without much any confusion, you can eliminate option A and option B. I'm considering this both, and the very basic difference between experimental and ex post facto method is that the independent variable is being selected or being observed in the ex post facto method, and it has the capability to get manipulated by the researcher in the experimental research, or it cannot be get manipulated in the ex post facto method. Ex post facto method, where the independent variable is observed or being selected rather than manipulated. The researcher can manipulate only the independent variable when it is in case of experimental method. Looking at the descriptive survey method, which is based on the survey information collected, and this will be mostly analyzed with the descriptive analysis using mean, mode, and median. Then moving on to what is exegetic research, it is all about understanding the like Bible and other things. Moving on to question number 4. Ability to see and size up the situation. Creatively is most relevant at which stage of research? So now we have to explore at which stage of research the creativity is most. First one, option A, at the stage of identifying and defining a research problem. Option B, in determining the research design and its execution. Option C, in formulating research hypotheses and procedures for testing them. Option D, in deciding and identifying the sampling procedure to ensure their representative characters. So last day we have seen how the research ethics is being violated, or which are the stages where the research ethics is most vulnerable to get violated. And now the question is regarding the most creativity involved in it. We can see that at the stage of identifying and defining a research problem, there is a amount of creativity which comes out of your interest, your area of study. But the most of them, it is where you size up your situation, creatively, all it comes and accommodate the actual procedure comes in the hypothesis formulation. It is in the hypothesis formulation where you size up and see the situation creatively at the stage of research. So in formulating research hypothesis and procedures of testing them, especially in the formulation of research hypothesis, the creativity is most visible comparing to the first stage of identifying and defining the research problem. There is also a little amount of creativity. There is also some amount of creativity in the first stage, but the most, and it comes in the optimal format in the formulation of hypothesis. So moving on to the final question of today. A researcher, while writing his or her thesis, does not give the rationale underlying use of statistical techniques. This will be best prescribed as a case of ethical misconduct, an error of omission, an error of commission, and technical lapse. So first of all, let us understand what is all this means. Ethical misconduct, we have already seen in the classes regarding research ethics. Whenever you leave the confidentiality or violate how the data is being collected, when you reveal about the participants, all will lead to the ethical misconduct, or you are not reporting the right information regarding the right facts and figures. All this will be a part of ethical misconduct, which we have detailedly seen in the research ethics class. Now let's see what is error of omission, error of commission, and technical lapse means. Error of omissions are also sometimes called the false negatives. They refer to instance in which someone or something is erroneously excluded from the consideration when they are, or it should be, have to be included. When it has to be included, they are being erroneously excluded. So that exclusion means the error of omission. It should be included, but accidentally or due to some reason, they excluded the particular information or the particular fact and figure. That there comes the error of omission. Then let's see what is error of commission, which is the opposite to that. These are sometimes called as false positives. They refer to instance in which someone or something is erroneously included for consideration when they are, or it should have been excluded. These are something to be excluded. This shouldn't be shown up in your research outcomes, but this has been included. So we are including something to be excluded. So that is an opposite to the error of omission, that is error of commission. And technical lapses or slips are skill-based error. It happens when you make an error in the format of thesis, in the format of citation. These are what you mean by technical lapse. Now let's see what was the question. A researcher, while writing his or her thesis, does not give the rational underlying use of statistical technique. He or she never revealed why he is using that particular statistical technique in order to check on, in order to maybe for analyzing or formulation or during his hypothesis. So why he have excluded why he have used it. So this is a part of exclusion. He did not reveal why he have used that particular statistical technique. So definitely it is something to be included, but he have excluded. He or she have excluded it. So that will be, as of the definition we have seen, that is the error of omission. So we can conclude that the given answer is a error of omission. So that's all for today. Thank you all.